are those of the host and guests and not necessarily the opinions of the owners of Global Communications Network and the operators of this radio station.
This is Express Yourself with the Professor. Call in and participate at 326-0271 or 326-0272. Follow us live on Facebook and globalradio99.5fm.com. Express yourself live on Global Radio 99.5 FM.
Good afternoon, Bahamas. This is Professor Sidney Walter Thompson on the Global Radio Network 99.5 FM. This is a great day to be in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I am so delighted that the Lord caused me to be a citizen of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And Bahamians, we have to make sure, excuse me, I was just sneezing at that point. To make sure that we protect what God has given us, we have to be grateful to God. He's been very good to us from 1729, when the House of Assembly opened under the British, and we're here in 2026, January the 8th, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And Bahamians, we have a lot of work to do in supporting what we need to do. And I'm going to put that out right now because Bahamians, we need your strong financial support. Now, notice what I said, strong financial support. There's a lot of work Global will have to do because you know this election is coming up. It's going to be a very serious election. We have to have our own equipment. We got to have our own teams on the ground. We are not depending on anybody else, but we need your sponsorship. And I will say to you right now, please send me that email, the email address, the State of the Nation, 242 @gmail.com. The THESTATE of OF, the nation, THE, the nation, 242 @gmail.com. Now, many of you listen to the show. We need your strong financial support. Now, put your phone numbers on those emails now. Now, all of you sent emails. We're having some challenges. We need your support. So don't think we forgot about you. We have not. We're having some challenges with some other things. We're trying to work those things out. But we do need more manpower. But to get that manpower, we need to support Bahamians. Let me give it to you straight. We're not supported by the public treasury. Now, some people have some big money and they do what they have to do, and that's fine. We're not knocking that. Global has to be there to cover these things ourselves. And that's why I am appealing very strongly to you. Once you send that email and you say, Professor, I'm willing to support what you're doing because we got to do rallies, we have to do town meetings, we have to do constituency meetings, we have to do shows here at the radio station. We have to do constitutional meetings. Come on, Bahamians. We got to set these things up, and it costs money to do these things. We want to get into the Family Islands as well. It costs money to take a team into the Family Islands, Bahamians. We just want to be New Providence-centric. Huh? You know, they add 2 more seats. I think it's going to be 41 seats, apparently, in the next general election. There'll be 25, maybe 26 in New Providence, but basically probably 25. And then another one added in the Family Islands, bringing it up to a total of 41. Bahamians, many of you do not seem to understand. I was listening to another show, by the way. Another host, he was talking about whether people are registered and everything like that. See, I'm going to take a different approach. You know why? While that particular personality may have his view, I have to show you from a constitutional point of view what you ought to be doing. Because many of you don't even understand the purpose of a representative. You don't understand the purpose of voting. You've not been taught that. And that's the sad part about the whole exercise. My job is not to tell you who to vote for. All right? Let me make that clear. But the point is, many come on the air, say they're voting for this party, that party, the next party. Maybe you don't vote for no party. How we get mixed up like that? You may be a member of a particular political party. You do not have to support that particular candidate that may be on the list in the election. Let me make that very clear. Your job as a citizen of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas to participate in the parliamentary process does not depend on any political party. Your membership in a political party ain't do squat, man. You need to be told that. That means nothing, Bahamians. When it comes to participating in the parliamentary process of this country in choosing a representative, that is beyond the party. You don't need to be any member of any political party. Do you understand how serious this is? So don't get all tied up. I got to go with this particular personality because you're a member of that political party. And most of you are not even members. You're just followers. You don't have any say, Bahamians. But you have say as a registered voter. That's a whole horse of a different color. And you ain't got to have no party card to be no registered voter. Every time I hear this crap on the radio, I get very upset because you're being misled and deceived. And it is my job to tell you what the Constitution of this country says. That's what's important. Not what a political party may say, although they have a right to express themselves. We can't take that away from them. A political party may put a crappy person up as a candidate. You're going for that crappy person? Is that what you're going to do? So here were these people saying they are calling the show, and they say themselves and the members of their house and so on, voting for a particular party. I'm not even going to call those names because I'm not interested in that. While they have a right to express it. See, don't misunderstand, Professor, now. You have a right to express that crap if you want to do it. I'm not interested in that, Bahamians. What I am interested in is what the Constitution of this country says about parliamentary representation. It talks about political parties, yes. But in the main, the political parties, you have seen a track record of experience. And I asked two major questions, and none of you answered that question yet. I've been asking it for more than a year now, a year and several months. And a few of you called and told me that nothing has happened. You mean to tell me you wasted 52 years? Is that what you're telling me? If you were to tell me nothing has happened in your constituency because I asked a strong question, what major constituency problems have been solved over the last 52 years? And here are the clear-cut benefits that you are enjoying today, and not a living one of you could tell me what benefits you are enjoying and what major constituency problems have been solved. Not a living one. All I have gotten was some call in and say, Professor, ain't nothing happened. So you wasted 52 years. Is that what you're telling me? James, what's the purpose of the parliamentary process? Just to say you voted for a particular candidate, political party, give me a break, man. You might as well close up shop. That makes no sense at all. The parliamentary process is for the express purpose of choosing a qualified person to be the next representative in that particular constituency. And when you add God's word to it, see, that's why I keep telling you people, y'all don't even listen to God. All you're beating up your gum about these different personalities. In fact, let me say this while it's in my head. I was listening to a show last night, and you think some things I say on this show are terrible, or you think, oh, Professor's being too hard. Man, the kind of language those American reporters and broadcasters were using on that show. I've never heard such strange, hard language against their own president, Donald Trump, And I mean, that it was so colorful. I can't even play those tapes on this radio station. Management won't allow it. America won't allow it. Extremely colorful. And they held nothing back. My sister said she heard it too. And it's on television. Those people are dead serious about their nation. The way their president is taking that nation. Are we serious about the way we carry our nation? I'm not saying you must use, that kind of language, because I can't use that here. Management won't allow it, IRCA won't allow it, so I have to live with that. But I've learned how to temper that and still get the information out to the public. But the language was extremely colorful. And I said to myself, I can't even let my producer play this. Now, it has some facts in it. But there are just too many other things in it that we cannot let you hear on the radio. That's what it is. So I can't play it. What I have to do, Bahamians, is give you the facts as they are. I want factual information. I want to do it in a decent way, in line with the policies of the radio station, in line with the policies of IRCA, and in line with the Constitution of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and any other statute law that's involved. That's the way I have to go, Bahamians. I like being here at Global Radio. And let me just say, for those who don't understand, management does not interfere with any of the shows that I do on this radio station. They give the hosts freedom of expression, freedom to choose a guest, freedom to talk whatever he's interested in talking about without any interference at all. They don't even know who's going to be on the show at any given time. They don't even know what I'm going to be talking about at any given time. So I don't want you people to think out there that we're being hindered to say, oh, you can't say this, you can't say that. There are rules and regulations we ought to abide by. Those rules and regulations do not conflict with the Constitution. Let me make that very clear. I'd be the first one to say it if it was. But they don't. Rules of decency and decorum, come on, man. They do not conflict with the Constitution of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. So this election is going to be extremely hot, Bahamians, extremely hot. I am asking you to please send me that email with your name, your contacts on it, and everything like that, because I need your strong financial support. I got to get out on the ground. I have to get my team on the ground. We got to go there and cover these events, Bahamians. We got to be there. We got to have our own cameras. We got to have our own recording equipment. You can't wait on them other fellas to say that's what the man say. Then the man come back and say he ain't say it. That's artificial intelligence. Say somebody lying on him. Or the woman say someone lying on her. We have to get it exactly and precisely as they say it in those rallies, in those meetings, in whatever they decide to have. And we will find out from them what it is they have. Tell us, please let us know in advance. And then we can make a decision to cover it. But it takes funding, Bahamians. And I know a lot of you say you like the show and all of that. That's fine. I ain't got no problem with that. But now you got to step it up now, Bahamians. Because there's plenty work to do. We need more people on the ground to get it done. And it requires funding to do it. We go into the family islands, it requires funding, Bahamians. Because, I got to get into Grand Bahama. I got to get into Abaco. I have to get into Bimini. I have to get into Eleuthera. And the other family islands. It's not a Nassau-centric thing. Come on. We have about 25, 26 seats over here. That's plenty. But that's not the Bahamas, Bahamians. And we're saying to the people in the Family Islands, you also can send the email. We don't want you to get left out now. You're part of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And we have to stay united as Bahamians. Now, you know, one fellow over there say he want to take over them other people's things. We cannot allow that to happen in this country. We don't want no foreign troops on our soil, Bahamians. You're asking for trouble if you do that. Plenty trouble. You see how broke up some countries are when they allowed foreign troops to come on their land? That is why we have to examine, and I'm going to say this publicly right now so you'll know. We have to examine every single thing the governor of the Bahamas has signed with these different nations, these treaties, these agreements. We have to see it, Bahamian. We can't be guessing. We don't know the heck what they signed. They ain't consult with me, I could tell you that. They ain't say, Professor, what is your input into this before we sign this? All they got to do is call Global. All they got to do is send an email to Global. What's so difficult about that? See, the problem I have with this place, all this communication around here. And you can't get a simple telephone call or a simple email. Say, Professor, this is what we're looking at. Why is that so difficult? Why is it that some entities of the government of the Bahamas, no, all of them, not some, all of them, are so tight on information? Why? When it has to do with the public of this country, Bahamians, these are national issues, not to be kept in somebody's bedroom as if it belongs to them. Give me a break, man. What the heck they think they're fooling? We will do, and I will tell you if we have any obstacles in the way, okay? Because we got to go search for this information. We need a team of people to do it, Bahamians. We got to fund that. That doesn't come cheap. When you see me come here every day to do this show, there are people in the background who are helping and assisting me to get the information, Bahamians. I talked to one of them just before I left the office to come here. They're working on it. And this is not easy, Bahamians, to get accurate and precise information because there's too much misinformation out there. Like I say, this particular personality was having his show. And see, I don't play them little games, man. I'm interested in which party you're voting for and whether you, well, I'll speak about registration. I can deal with that later in the show. I'm going to tell you what the Constitution says, Bahamians, to participate in the parliamentary process. There's nothing to do with no party. It's beyond the party. Now, the Constitution says the party can exist, they can have their rallies, they can do this, do that. Fine. I'm not interested in that. When it comes to being a registered voter in this country, that's a whole horse of a different color. That's beyond the party. The party has no jurisdiction over that. That's an individual choice that each person who is a Bahamian citizen has to make. Nothing to do with no party. I see a lot of you been deceived and misled. They ain't got to be run behind any particular personality who's an unfit person to be a representative. And they just drag you through the mud, Bahamian. That's why this place can't be no better. I took exception, Mr. Bruce, I don't know if you could find that last tape on Pintard, but if you could pull it up again, I'll play it today. I took exception to the last statement that he made in that thing we played. And then you had one of his, must be FNM's trolls or whoever. I told him, I said, listen, man, the FNM has been in the House of Assembly in and out of government for 55 years. From 1971 right up to now. 55 years. Stop talking foolishness. The PLP, 70 years. Up to this year. Do you understand how serious is this? One party been knocking around for 70 years. The next one been knocking around for 55 years. In and out of government. In and out of opposition. You mean to tell me that's not enough time? And then the fella can talk crap about, you can see what they can do the next time. Give me a break, man. He can do something about it now. And you allow these political personalities, and this happens on both sides. Okay, let me make that clear. I just have to speak to this because I had the tape yesterday and I put it on. I'll play it again once my producer could find it. I think he can. These are the things you got to watch for, Bahamians. You don't do that. And call them into question, whether it's the prime minister, whether it's one of his ministers of the government, whether it's a representative. Bahamians, that's what you have to do. You don't sit down and let them roll over you. I mean, how we get like this? No wonder why this place can't be no better. Because we listen to too much crap from elected personalities and appointed personalities who keep talking foolishness and nonsense. And you don't say, stop that crap, stop that foolishness, stop that nonsense. Like we said about one of the ministers who told the government they could use ordinary legislation to change constitutional law. What kind of crap is that? That's what the man say. You can find the tape on that too, you know. And statements that were made in the press, man. Come on. Sometimes I wonder where the head of the press is. They don't seem to know how to ask the tough questions of our leaders, Bahamians. You can't pay pity party with them. Too many people have lived and died hoping for a better country and ain't see it. You think I'm supposed to be acceptable of that? I can't accept that. Those who went before me sacrificed heavily so Professor Sidney Walton could sit right behind these microphones. And some of them who sacrificed for me are still alive today. Some are deceased. I wish they were still here. Babies, we got to learn to wake up, man. Come on. This election could either make or break the Commonwealth of the Bahamas as we know it today. I want to do what I can, and I can't do it alone. I need the support. I need the backing. Notice what I said, strong financial support, okay? I emphasize that. Please send the email with your name, your contacts, and everything on. Say, Professor, I'm prepared to support. So we'll tell you what to do, and then we'll give you the things, what we are looking at, and then you will get the rates and everything like that, and you can make a determination as to what you can do, Bahamians. Come on, man. Article 24 won that last phrase, which a lot of you don't seem to understand. It's been there for over 52 years. Ain't gone nowhere. Because it cannot change unless there's a referendum. You see how wonderful that is? Those persons who don't believe in the Constitution can't move that one iota. They may play crazy, talk crap, talk nonsense, talk foolishness, but you could do something about that too. So I don't want you to be sitting around here saying, woe is me. See, if we didn't have the kind of Constitution we have, I could hear you say, woe is me. See, Venezuela, they don't have it. Sudan doesn't have it. Haiti doesn't have it. Well, the Dominican Republic, I ain't quite sure. Cuba doesn't have it. You see how blessed we are? See, all these nations around us catching all kind of hell. All kind of foreign troops getting into their country. See what happened to Venezuela? You want that to happen in the Bahamas? From 1729 right up to 2026. We didn't have to fire one shot to change an administration. Do you understand how serious that is? Even in the United States, they couldn't do it. But it happened here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Oh, we have a caller? Oh, the tape. Oh, the tape is ready. See, my producer. He's right on the ball with these tapes. Mr. Producer, play that tape for me, please.
Way in our minds address the fundamental issues a boundary commission is established to deal with. They have recommended 2 new seats, and they've made some adjustments in polling divisions, in a few others. One thing for sure, we know that you can change the lines, but you can't change the minds of Bahamians. And so we're looking forward to contesting this election, and we believe in future. One of the things we will do when we're in government is to address the issue of lack of parity in terms of the number of voters in the various seats.
Tell him stop talking foolishness. That last statement I take exception to. The FNM been knocking around from 1971, 55 years, Bahamians, in and out of government, in and out of opposition. Tell him stop talking crap. That is utter nonsense and foolishness. I take exception to that. Now, the other part, what he said first, I ain't got no problem with that. But that last statement, then one FNM troll called into the show about seeing what can happen. I said this party has had the opportunity to do something about it. They can do something about it now. They have representation on the committee. What kind of crap is that? But see, the problem with us as Bahamians is we sit back and allow these people to throw all kind of crap all over us, and we do nothing about it. Tell them stop talking foolishness and nonsense. Those are the things that infuriate me. I have a keen ear when it comes to this Constitution, you know. I don't be playing around. People have lost their lives, Bahamians, because of slackness, because of laziness, because of stupidity, because of stupid, foolish, let me stop, statements being made like that. He has an opportunity to do it right here, right now. I'm talking about when you get in government. Give me anyhow, let me leave that. The line's open, 326-0272-813027. See, those are things that get me angry. I cannot allow that to happen, Bahamians, and neither should you. I'm not asking whether he's a member of that party or not. That means nothing to me. When you allow political personalities who have the power in their hand to do something about it, and they can talk crap like that, give me a break. Bahamians, this is going to either make or break the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And if we be foolish and stupid, we may not have a country after this general election. Do you understand how serious that is? You don't understand how dangerously close we are to losing the Bahamas as we know it today. I have been warning you about that for some time now. But you sit right there on your backside and allow people to get away with that kind of foolishness. And it also happens on the PLP side too. I'll chastise them just like I did on this one here. I don't take sides with nobody. I take sides with the Constitution. The Constitution is the document we need. That is our salvation document, Bahamians. Not some party platform. Give me a break. Well, the party has a right to put out its platform. Fine, I ain't got no problem with that. But they talk a lot of crap in the platform. You see how many things they write? Just look at the last set they put out on both sides. And then the other little parties. They say all kind of funny things. And they ain't intending to do nothing. Just look at what the PLP put out. And then they come and say they need more time to do it. Come on, man. Give me a break. You could go back and read the crap they put out, Bahamians, by the FNM and the PLP. And here's what the electorate has been doing from 1968 right on up to 2026, up to the last election. The electorate has been giving a political party a massive landslide of seats in every single election. Do you understand how dangerous that is? Look at the makeup of the parliament right now. Well, let's say the House of Assembly. Let me just deal with that. 32-7. You had a by-election. The governing party got the seat again. 32-7. I respect that. Now, whether you agree with it, that's a different kettle of fish. Prior to that, it was 35-4. Do you understand? The F&M got 35 seats under Mr. Minnis, and the PLP got 4. In this last election, it went the opposite way. What is the electorate thinking? What does the electorate want? We don't even question that. But we get on the radio and talk all kind of crap, write all kind of crap in the papers, and do not look at the issues. What is the electorate saying to us? What are we saying to ourselves when you give a party 35 seats and the opposition get 4, and then in the last election, you give another party 32 seats and the opposition gets 7? What the heck are you saying, man? Expect to get anywhere like that? Now, what's going to happen in the next election? That remains to be seen. But I have to give you the facts as they are, Bahamians. But if you keep talking crap and doing foolishness, you're not going to get anywhere. And all of you keep complaining about issues, but you're not doing anything about it. And the Constitution empowers you to do something about it. Even as I speak to you right now. And I told you, from July to 8th, I think it was, 2024. That's well over a year, man. And I challenge you. But you sit right there in the slop. Sit right there in the slop and took more slop from that day right up to now. But you still have time to do better. But the time is very short now. Very, very short. I'm praying to God that the Bahamian people will make the right decision. This is where you need God in your knowledge. We ain't listening to God. We haven't been listening to God for 52 years. We ain't checking for God. That's why we're in the crap we're in now. Y'all listen to all them other people talking foolishness. I hear the music in the background. This is Professor Sidney Walter Thompson on the Global Radio Network, 99.5 FM. The lines are open 326-0272, 813-0271. We'll be back after the break.
Express Yourself Live will return right after this.
This is Lenny Green from The Quiet Storm, inviting you to join me tonight starting at 7 p.m. as I serve you that ear candy that you love, baby. I'm dropping all your favorite slow jams like this. The sunlight's gone, but the moon's so bright. Oh, about to cruise down my Holland Drive. This. You so lock in with me. It's The Quiet Storm, baby. The Bahamas' #1 for R&B. It's Global 99.5 FM.
Do you have video games and consoles for sale? What about lawn and garden tools, silver or gold? At Cash Whiz, they'll give you top dollar for them right now. Absolutely nobody puts money in your pockets quicker. So why be broke? If you need money right now, check out Cash Whiz downtown Bay Street and get cash on the spot. You can also save 70% on in-store purchases, tools, electronics, watches, and jewelry. All at unbelievable prices. Cash Whiz, telephone 322-2456. Get money in your pocket now.
Insurance is too expensive. I'm young and I don't need it. All insurances are the same. Let's bust these 3 common insurance myths. First, no, insurance doesn't have to break the bank. We offer plans that fit your budget. Second, accidents don't care how old you are. An accident can happen to anyone. Third, all policies are not equal. The wrong one can leave you high and dry when you need help the most. At Harvest Insurance, we give you real info, real options, and real peace of mind. Call us at 326-808-405 or visit us at harvestinsurancebrokers.com and get the facts before you make a decision.
Whether you're shopping for Mother's Day, Father's Day, back to school, or any occasion for that matter, you are sure to find exactly what you're looking for at the Brass and Leather Shops. Great products like handbags, wallets, backpacks, luggage, belts, shoes, and more are awaiting you. Brand names at the best quality and reasonable prices. Land, Rioni, Kipling, Guess, Travel Light, Herschel, and more. Shop any of our locations. Downtown Charlotte Street, Mall at Marathon, and also the luggage store at Palmdale. Be sure to shop Brass and Leather Shops. You'll be glad you did.
Perfume Bar has been sipping on designer fragrances, skincare, and cosmetics for over 40 years. We house a wide selection of designer brands such as Chanel, Dior, Gucci, Versace, and so much more. For your shopping convenience, visit any of our locations: Bay Street, Palmdale, Marathon Mall, and our newest location out west in the Old Fort Town Center. Come on in and spray a little happiness only at the Perfume Bar.
Whilst Bahamian shoppers know when times are hard and things are tough, it's more sensible and convenient to shop at Y Cares Fashion Center. Y Cares has slashed prices on brand name clothing and shoes by up to 50%, including academics, Clarks, Polo, and hundreds of jeans and dicky pants, and as much as 70% on selected items. Choose from a large selection of beds, sheets, rugs, and towels, all at affordable prices. Y Cares has 3 locations to serve you: Bahama Avenue, Prince Charles, and East Street South near the Sir Charles Hotel. Y Cares, where you can afford to look good.
South Beach to Bay Street.
I'm pleased, I really dig your company.
It's your chance to join the discussion of today's issue. Let your voice be heard. Speak your mind and express yourself. Call in and participate at 326-0271 or 326-0272. WhatsApp us your concerns on 809-2310. Follow us live on Facebook and globalradio99.5fm.com. Express yourself.
This is Professor Sidney Walter Thompson on the Global Radio Network. Bahamians, it's good to be living in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas because, see, that big nation to the north, they're having problems with freedom of expression. Do you know that? It's supposed to be the greatest, well, that's what they say now, the greatest democracy in the world. I don't believe it. I think we can have it here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. We got a track record, 1729, right up to 2026. Didn't fire one single shot to change an administration. Give me a break, man. Are you proud of that, Bahamians? You don't even accentuate it. I accentuate it on this radio station. But there are more people that need to do it. You sit right on your butt and you don't do it. That's a positive thing for the Commonwealth of Bahamas. We could sell that to the world. Because ain't none of them got it. Not a living one of them. You think that was by accident? No, that's God. God wants to do something with this place called the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Yes, we may have a little row here and there. I ain't got no problem with that. The House of Assembly is a place where they meet. And we don't want to be like some other people who do some funny things. Okay? That could be a museum and they put up the new building. I don't know where they can put it up, but they're talking about putting up a new House of Assembly. But that one right there, we got to keep that. That's a treasure, Bahamians. That square is a treasure. The things in Fort Finn Castle, the Queen Staircase, the Water Tower, and Fort Finn Castle, they're treasures, Bahamians. We just walk over them like it's nothing. People in other countries mistreat their parliament, their facilities. They burn it down. That's the way they go about things. They burn people too. There was an incident in the United States where people were at a funeral. You mean tell me you can't have church? We have not had any instances, and I hope we never do. That's why I'm trying to get you people to understand what our mothers and fathers fought for. We take so much for granted. You see the variety of churches we have in this country, Christian churches, they believe in the Bible. I ain't got no problem with that. They have different denominations and they might disagree with one another. But it has been peaceful from the beginning, Bahamians. You want that to get disrupted? Or you think it's just by accident that we could go to church on Saturday and go to church on Sunday and some have prayer meetings through the week? And we think, oh, there's nothing to that. That's just normal. No, Bahamians. We would be stupid and foolish in such critical time as this to take that for granted, because you could lose it. You can't wait until you lose it, Bahamians. Then you realize what you used to have. You ain't got it no more. Then you start grumbling and complaining about that. That's not a problem in this country. Even though you got some other fellas who got some other funny things going on that are not in agreement with Holy Scripture, okay? But the Constitution says they have a right to their religion. Fine. In the Bahamas, we have been successful in coexisting without a problem. Do you know what a blessing that is? Coexisting from the beginning, Bahamians? And you want to mess around with that and take that for granted when other nations are going up in flames all over the world? You just don't realize what we have. We have some other things too I could talk about. So even though the government of the Bahamas has done some things that are not constitutionally sound, and I'm not going to withdraw that statement because it's true, they just need to have it corrected. Now, we got to put pressure on those who are running this place to do it. And if they don't do it, you remove them, Bahamians. Simple as that. We've been doing it from 1729. You know, stopping now. Why is it so difficult? Why is it that Christian people, at least they say they're Christian, and I think they're sincere, looking to a mortal man in another nation to rescue them instead of asking God to intervene in our affairs? See, I just pray to God, you know. I just ask God to intervene because he can't do it for us, Bahamians. That's been doing it from 1729. You think things have changed? God doesn't change. He's the same yesterday, today, even though we are stubborn, hard-headed people. Sometimes we got to knock you side your head to wake you up and learn some sense. God's people are a stubborn people, a stiff-necked people. What do you think about the devil's evil? Huh? But that's just the reality of life, Bahamians. But a lot of things that happen in this country don't have to happen if we listen to God. But we ain't listening to God. When God tells you in Proverbs 29:2, he tells you righteousness versus wickedness. He tells you what would happen if you have righteous people in charge. He tells you what would happen if you got wicked people in charge. And I don't hear no one in all this discussion about government don't even deal with Proverbs 29:2. But the harsh reality is what Proverbs 29:2 speaks loud and clear. And that's why I asked those two questions, and I haven't gotten a sensible answer yet. It's well over a year, more than a year and a half. And not one single person out there has addressed those two questions. Well, let me put it this way. Some people just call me and say, nothing has happened. And I'm saying, if nothing has happened, then you wasted 52 years. But I have not had enough of you to respond to those two questions and answer them right here on this radio station. I don't know what you're hanging up for. Because you keep grumbling and complaining every single day. But you don't do anything about it when the Constitution says you can. That's the beauty of this document. So we can do something about it. even if the government does nothing about it. Do you understand how serious that is? We don't use our constitutional authority to make or break a government. We can do that too. Oh, yes, it's right there in the document. It ain't going nowhere. But when you keep closing your eyes and listening to a bunch of crap from political pundits, you're never going to come to the knowledge of the truth. Just like God's word says, ever learning. Ever learning what? Ever learning crap. And never, ever coming to the knowledge of the truth. You ain't come to the knowledge of the truth yet. Do you have a righteous representative or do you have a wicked representative? It don't give you one or the other, you know. Look at all of them in the House of Assembly. Look at all of them appointed personalities in the Senate. Look at all those appointed personalities in the cabinet. It's one or two things. Do you have a righteous cabinet? Do you have a wicked cabinet? Do you have a righteous House of Assembly or do you have a wicked House of Assembly? Do you have a righteous Senate or do you have a wicked Senate? See, God cut it straight. He tells you what would happen if you have righteous people running things. And then in that same verse, he tells you what would happen if wicked people run things. All you got to do is look around, examine the evidence for yourself, make a determination, Bahamians. That's supposed to be sensible. Simple process. See, God don't beat around the bush. But I listened to that show today and people talking all kind of crappy things. And guess what would happen? They'll still be beating around the bush what they've been doing for the last 53 years. Huh? Is that the way you want to run things? Instead of getting right down to the nitty-gritty, what are these constituency problems we need to solve? How do we go about doing it? The Constitution tells you. The Holy Scriptures tell you. So you can't say you don't have no information. It's there. On our national issues, what is the purpose of a national government? And all we see is a multitude of national problems, a multitude of constituency problems. Now, I hear them talking about local government. We got local government in the Family Islands. Have any local problems been solved? Have you seen any transition? Have you seen any change in Cat Island, in Abaco, in Grand Bahama? Then you got to call me and tell me. They got local government. New Providence don't have no local government. We got a bunch of boards and committees and ambassadors and all kinds of things. Huh? All them knocking into one another and getting money and ain't nothing getting done. All the jumble. But that's taxpayers' money, Bahamians. All these appointed personalities, all these appointed boards, all these appointed committees. Then the other day I spoke about the hospital authority. We didn't have that in the past. We got Princess Margaret Hospital. They got an administration. You got Sanders, they got an administration. You got Grand Bahama, they got an administration for the Rand Memorial Hospital. Come on, man. Now you got this huge conglomerate called the Public Hospitals Authority. You got so many entities, Bahamians, and you got more than that, you know. You got more than that. So I keep saying to myself, we got all of this. Then you got the Ministry of Health and Wellness. What does the man do with wellness? What does the Ministry of Wellness do? Are we well? We're a bunch of sick people, I can tell you that. I don't see where they're getting well. They talk about these communicable diseases. We ain't get over that yet. But we can get over it. Where's the wellness, Bahamians? Tell me where it is. If you see it, I ain't know nothing about it. You got the Ministry of Health, that's one. You got the Ministry of Wellness, that's two. You got the Public Hospital Authority, that's three. You got the Princess Margaret Hospital Administration, that's four. You got Sanders Hospital Administration, that's five. And the Rand Memorial Administration, that's six. And you got more than that. Every time you look around, there's some committee, some board, some authority. Everybody knocking into one another and getting nothing done. But they say they want local government for New Providence. But you got local government in the Family Islands. They say local government is best done by the people who live there. So what has been the result? I think more than 30 years, if I'm not mistaken. Have you seen any local problems solved in Cat Island to benefit the lives of those people in Cat Island? The people in Abaco, they always complain about problems. But they got local government. They got representation in the House of Assembly. They got the central government. So they got 3. We only got 2 in New Providence. Well, we may have 3 because you got all kinds of boards and committees and all of them knocking into one another. But we're not getting anything done, Bahamians. Someone needs to explain to me about the 2 questions that I asked where I don't seem to be able to get an answer. I haven't gotten a clear-cut answer. But I just see more and more money being spent on these administrative responsibilities. But service is poor. Look at BDC. You know, my phone line has been out for almost 4 months now. I went to IRCA, I speak to the big man at IRCA, and the man told me he was supposed to send someone to deal with that. That's been a couple of weeks ago now. It's now the 4th month, Bahamians, and my line is still off. Do you understand how serious that is? This is kind of bad service you get from these utility companies. 4 months into the 4th month now. And I went there over and over, get ticket. They say they can send someone to fix the phone. Phone's still off. And this is the kind of crappy service you get from agencies of the state. I'm not happy about that. And if you don't pay them the couple dollars they say you owe them, you're paying for something, but you can't get the friggin' service. Huh? What kind of nonsense is that? And I told the man that, I called him just recently. I said, well, what's happening? And they took information again. You see, boy, this is really make me sick. I am sick and tired of keep on reporting the same piece of crap over and over and over. I said, how many times I got to say this foolishness? How many times? You should be able to put it in once, bing, put it in the system, get it solved. Bing. It doesn't happen. Do you know that Constitution says no man, woman, or child shall ever have their life frustrated by deprivation? I'm being deprived of telephone service, what I'm paying for every month, and can't get any friggin' service. I ain't supposed to be happy with that. Give me a break, man. That's the way they do things. Then people can tell you they apologize. If I don't pay this money, and I say, listen, I apologize, I can't pay it, I'll pay you 2 years down the road, and I get some money. You think they'd like that? See, they treat people the way they don't want to be treated. I resent that behavior. But enough of you are not standing up against this kind of crap that government entities are doing to us. Well, it's supposed to be some other people running things. I don't know the heck who they are. Because you can't find nobody you could talk to. When I speak to the chairman of ECA, I told him I need help. Well, he's the big man at ECA. He should be able to deal with it. I thought he would fix that the next day or that same day. Just give it away and that's it. But that ain't happened. Several weeks gone by now. Still don't have the service. Bahamians, we are in serious trouble because basic, fundamental things that are to sustain life in the Commonwealth of Bahamas are not being met. People need their telephone service. Okay? I know I need mine. There are too many interruptions in the telephone system in this country. Now, overseas calls to the U.S., fine. No problem with that. But they have a problem trying to reach us here in the Bahamas. I don't know why. They say they're supposed to be first world. And I say you're first world. You should be able to call from anywhere. From the United States, you should be called anywhere. But people who I communicate with over there say that is not so. I say, what you mean it ain't so? I sit right to my desk, dial the number, bing, it's in. So why they can't do it? Now, when it comes to local call, now that's a problem. That is a problem with the local calls on New Providence. I'm not too sure about the Family Islands, but New Providence, you're talking to someone, they either can hear you, but you can't hear them. That's what you have. That happens too frequently. That has happened every time now. Don't misunderstand me. It happens too frequently. Too many interruptions with the local calls. So you'll be saying hello, 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 but they don't hear you, or they might be trying to get you. You hear them, but they can't hear you. What kind of service is that? Then you send people to me who can't speak English. Now that really riled me up. Can't speak a lick of English, man. What kind of crap is this? Why are you sending me someone who just pointing? Like they ain't got no tongue in their head. Huh? What is that? That hasn't been corrected yet. But these are the kind of things, Bahamians, that make life unbearable. And the Constitution says, I am not supposed to be frustrated by being deprived of good quality service, good quality roads. You see those big holes in the road? That is unconstitutional. See all that slop in the road? Where there's flooding, that's unconstitutional. You're supposed to have that. Those roads are supposed to be cleared all the time, 24/7, properly fixed. But it isn't happening. You know why? Because we don't put pressure on the government to do it. That's why. We get comfortable dropping in holes and having to fix the car or fix the truck or fix the vehicle. We get comfortable with it. We don't raise hell about it. We just sit quietly and take the crap. That's why nothing changes in this country, because too many of you are so lackadaisical. Well, I want them to hear my name. I ain't gonna say nothing. Well, that's our problem, Bahamians. You have to fix that. I know we fix it soon, because we don't have much time, Bahamians. We may not have a country after the next general election. That's how dangerous it is. I've been warning you now about this for more than a year and a half. Right on this radio station. Some of you say, "But Professor, he ain't know what he's talking about." You stay right there. You ain't seen nothing yet. If some things that I am privy to come down on the pipeline, we're going to be in serious trouble in this place. And I hope that we will move quickly not to let that happen. Because once that country starts to fall down to the ground, like so many others, I'm not saying they can't come back up now. I wouldn't go that far. But it's very difficult. See what happened in Venezuela now? You know what it's going to take for them to recover from that foolishness? You got a foreign power in there. You got the legitimate government, where the vice president is now is an acting president, or sworn as acting president, or permanently president. I'm not quite sure. But I heard the two of that. Then you got the woman who was in hiding, who was leader of the opposition. Says she's coming out to save her country. You can't be in hiding. If you're scared, you're hiding. And, of course, there are some who believe that the one who is there now can't handle the situation. But the people of Venezuela are supposed to decide that. It's up to them to choose who they want to run their country. The same way in the Bahamas, the Bahamian people would choose who they want to run their country. I don't want no foreigner coming there talking about telling us what to do. I don't like that. I don't like that one iota. But that's what's happening on the world stage. Now people look like they're creating their own empire now. We are violating the sovereignty. Those who do this kind of behavior, violating the sovereign rights of those nations. They got one government that has a track record of doing that kind of crap. I don't want to ever see that happen in the Bahamas. Never. Now, we could prevent it. You got to make noise with them funny fellas out there. But we could prevent it. We trust God. That's how you do it. And do what is right according to the Constitution. This is Professor Sidney McArthur, Walter Thompson. The lines are open, 326-0272-813-0271. We'll be back after the break.
Express yourself live. We'll return right after this.
Whether you're shopping for Mother's Day, Father's Day, back to school, or any occasion for that matter, you are sure to find exactly what you're looking for at the Brass and Leather Shops. Great products like handbags, wallets, backpacks, luggage, belts, shoes, and more are awaiting you. Brand names at the best quality and reasonable prices. Lamb, Rioni, Kipling, Guess, Travel Light, Herschel, and more. Shop any of our locations. Downtown Charlotte Street, Mall at Marathon, and also the luggage store at Palmdale. Be sure to shop Brass and Leather Shops. You'll be glad you
The
did.
Perfume Bar has been sipping on designer fragrances, skincare, and cosmetics for over 40 years. We house a wide selection of designer brands such as Chanel, Dior, Gucci, Versace, and so much more. For your shopping convenience, visit any of our locations: Bay Street, Palmdale, Marathon Mall, and our newest location out west in the Old Fort Town Center. Come on in and spray a little happiness only at the Perfume.
Hey, Shoe Depot has what you and your wallet need. They are stuffed with stylish and exciting footwear, handbags, wallets, and accessories for all occasions. Shoes for the professional, casual, cute and glitzy, skid resistant, and ultra comfortable for those long work days. Shoe Depot has got you. Oh, and be sure to join our Shoe Depot Rewards Club for extra savings and earn points for special benefits. Visit either of our two locations, Golden Gate Plaza or the Palmdale Plaza. At Shoe Depot, you'll find the best selection of the best styles and at the best prices.
Nassau Motor Company knows that finding the right part for your car is important. That's why you can count on us to give you a quality AC Delco part, like maintenance-free batteries for quicker starts and pressure-tested water pumps for years of smooth operation. AC Delco parts are made to strict GM specifications and fit most cars and trucks in the Bahamas. Nassau Motor Company, AC Delco, and you, a winning combination.
Hey, look at my old friend.
Hey, you ever checked out Balfour Consumer Meat Mart on Balfour Ave and Charles Vincent Street?
No, what's so special about it?
Man, everything is fresh. I got all meat you get at some of those other stores. They have 5 different meat packages for every budget, even a 7-day Adventist package.
No, man, you say Balfour Consumer Meat Mart.
Yeah, man. Plus, fresh produce, great prices, and even items you wouldn't find anywhere else.
Yeah, man, that sounded like my type of place. Sound like Balfour Consumer Meat Mart really doing their thing.
Listen, they are clean, organized, and not staffed. Super friendly. You can even WhatsApp your order to 544-1515 or call 326-4702. And they offer free shipping to the Family Islands.
Now that's what I'm talking about. I have to go check them out today.
Freshness, value, and service. All waiting for you at Balfour Consumer Meat Mart.
Bahamas Liquidation and Auction Center has launched an online auction website. Now you can browse, cast your bid, and win amazing items like some of these winners.
I just won this blender for $55 on BahamasLiquidation.com. I want this suitcase set for $100 at BahamasLiquidation.com.
And now it's your turn. Simply grab your laptop or smart device and log on to BahamasLiquidation.com. Once you reach the main webpage, click on the My Account option where you can go to register. After filling in the necessary information, hit register and you're good to go. Happy bidding! Please have your credit card on hand as the winning bidder is responsible to pay for the winning items within 30 minutes of the auction closing. The winner must collect the items in store within 24 hours after the auction is closed. Please note that a 3.5% service charge will be added to your winning bid amount at checkout.
I want this HP laptop for $120 at BahamasLiquidation.com.
I want this Magic Bullet for only $35 at BahamasLiquidation.com.
Bahamas Liquidation Auction Center,
where you say hello to goodbye.
From Cable Beach to Montague, it's your chance to join the discussion of today's issue. Let your voice be heard. Speak your mind and express yourself. Call in and participate at 326-0271 or 326-0272. WhatsApp us your concerns on 809-2310. Follow us live on Facebook and globalradio99.5fm.com. Express yourself.
This is Professor Sidney McGarter, Walter Thomas. You heard the gentleman just said on the air. Well, that's a tape, of course. Speak your mind. David, you got to start doing that now. This is the time for you to turn up the notch. I'm not even using 5% of my constitutional authority. Do you know that? But I can turn it up anyhow. See if I can get up to 10%. Some of you are going to think Professor gone insane, but it's constitutionally sound, Bahamians. There's so much I'm not using today. I can't turn it up too high, but at least if I could get 10%, that would be fine. We get somewhere. But you are too quiet. That's the problem in this country. You just let things happen and you get so carried away. You get so lax. You get so lazy. You get so sloppy. So people just take advantage of us. Payments, if we don't wake up in short order, we are not going to have a country. So don't say Professor didn't warn you. I've been telling you from July of 2024, July the 8th, 2024. And you've been sitting here over a year and a half. And you letting things get worse and worse and worse. Bahamians, wake up. Because after this next election, we may not have a country. That's how serious it is in our country today. Now, some other people got some other problems. That's for them. But this one, the Bahamian people have to deal with it, man. If we don't deal with it, then we're going to have problems. And you ain't going to like what's going to happen, Bahamians. You know how many people want to eat us up? Do you understand how many people on the outside want to just snatch the Bahamas away from Bahamians? You think that's a joke? You stay right there talking foolishness. Bahamians, that's serious business. They want to steal the Bahamas from the Bahamians. I'll be close to that happening. Call you live on air. Go ahead, please.
Good afternoon, Professor. How you doing today?
Well, I'm doing okay, but boy, I'm upset because it looks like these people can't wake up.
I think the people are fine. People are looking for opportunity. And so I want to say to your listeners today, oh, say can you see the opportunities that abound in the Bahamas? You know,
you're fading out, Lady Russell. Could you start over again? Start from the beginning.
I said I want your listeners who are sitting there thinking ain't nothing happening.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to talk to them.
Oh, okay. Go ahead then. Go ahead.
There are some opportunities on the ground for Bahamians. We have 2 oil transshipment facilities at Freeport, Grand Bahama. One is a bunkering facility. We can refine oil, crude. Venezuela has a bunch, and Trump has seized it. You'll need some place to store it. So our children can have work, and we can crank up the refinery. We can have big business and good jobs. We just need to seize it. Yes, so if you happen to have the misfortune of selecting some people who probably should be planting straw around for the tourists instead of running your national business, that's our problem. We picked the wrong group. But the opportunities abound. And we have some people in the country who know how to do good business. That's how we got here.
Yes,
Unfortunately, some people are mistaken. Haiti didn't build this nation. Bahamians did. And some are still alive and they know how to do business.
Good.
So Trump says he has, I forget how much billion barrels of oil. We
think
want to
it's-
store it for him. We want to refine it and we want to ship it out. That's lots of work.
I heard a figure about 50 billion.
Hallelujah. And so, you know, most of us, we look at the wrong end of the stick. I try not to get the part. You know where the stick came from, right? In Britain, before toilet paper. I try not to ever get that end. The good side. Yeah. We have possibilities for the Thompson, and I'm so excited. Because you see, when I was in Grand Bahama, before I moved here, the crash in 2004, there were some wonderful people there who ran a city built on business.
Yes.
Not personality and who we like. We didn't like nobody. We like to do business.
Do business, yeah.
And somehow some people got mixed up. I think they had introduced the Church of Satan, and God brought a judgment on the city. Every light pole snapped, everything broke down. And my father, a very spiritually wise man, told me to be out of Dodge, get out of Dodge before the buzzards fly through the Princess Tower.
Yes,
At the time, he was playing on the piano. It was a lovely evening. But he saw spiritually far down the road. So when the hurricane came, I know to leave because it would be a long time of drought.
Yes,
but God is saying it may be time to go home, especially if Mr. Brave Davis and crew could do some oil business with Mr. Trump. Our people will have work.
Yes,
you notice how I put that? I ain't trying to have dinner with nobody or be nobody's friend. I said work for our citizens, our children, so they could have a future. Or Grand Bahama have a whole bunch of houses and ain't nobody living in it. Got gardens we didn't plant.
Yes, ma'am.
Fruit trees in the backyard. We need to go home and crank up a light. Jerusalem needs to be rebuilt. The Bahamian people need to have a hope and a future. Anyone who can deliver that, we will vote for them. Anyone who can't, we're going to fire them. Thank you so much for the Thompson. I appreciate you and all that you do on a daily basis.
I appreciate those wonderful comments.
God
Thank you very
bless
much.
you, sir. Have a good one.
Thank you very much. You heard what the caller said. She's correct. We have hope in this country, Bahamians, but we got to seize the opportunities. I can be seizing a lot of opportunities. I'm delighted that she called in, and I want to hear from more people out of Grand Bahama. Grand Bahama, there's hope for you. New Providence people, there's hope for you. You've got to get the right people in place. You can't fool around with electing crappy people and expect things to happen. It will not happen. We got 52 years, almost 53 years to prove it. Okay? So we got to stop playing games, man. It's not who you like. Looking at flesh. Come on, give me a break. We want work to make some money so we can take care of our children. We can take care of our nieces. We can take care of our nephews. We can take care of mommy and daddy. We got to be scrapping for anything. This is a land of opportunity, but we need to choose wisely, Bahamians. You can't keep doing crappy things and expect things to be better. It just doesn't work that way. You have to choose wisely. Now, I can help you this time now to encourage you to choose the right person. Notice what I said. The right person in that particular constituency. See, God will tell you. And he tells you in Proverbs 29 too. Righteous versus wicked. You have a caller, Mr. Producer? Caller, you live on air. Go ahead, please.
Hi, good afternoon, Professor.
Good afternoon. Hey, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. So happy New Year to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Awesome. I'm calling out of Grand Bahama, and I just had a comment for you.
Yes, ma'am.
With regard to, the voters in the Bahamas. I read an article just today regarding the voter apathy.
Okay. I want to speak to that.
Just the mindset of the Bahamian voter.
Yes, ma'am.
And the thing is, we tend to put too much stock in these individuals, forgetting that they are human.
They're human.
And at the end of the day, they're responsible for policy and enforcement,
yes, ma'am,
which some of them are not good at. And at the end of the day, we basically, we are our own government. Yes, I live in Grand Bahama, and people have so much commentary going on about Grand Bahama. And I live this narrative every day. And it wasn't for the grace of God and us just lifting one another up and looking out for one another. That's pretty much how Grand Bahama is being sustained. Okay. We've come to become very apathetic when it comes to the hotel situation and all these things. Grand Bahama is a very unique place. Now, you have a lot of entities whose hands are in the cookie jar.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's the way it's been set up by the establishment, the proverbial establishment.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and it's difficult to break away from that. But at the end of the day, we basically, as far as I'm concerned, we sustain ourselves. Okay. We are not looking to our so-called friends to the north, whom we must be careful of. And there are some Bahamians who ascribe to the behavior of that particular leader, which I find frightening.
Oh, very
because you have to understand that our God is not a God of confusion.
No, he's not.
It's not a bully. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And it is wrong, no matter what anybody says. I respect the opinions of others. It is wrong to invade a nation, a sovereign nation.
That's right.
And basically take it over.
Yes, ma'am.
And you made the remark a couple of days ago saying that how would he like it if somebody did that?
Yes.
He would not like it at all.
No, he wouldn't.
And there's no justification for that. And when people say our friends to the north, I am very, very afraid of such statements because at the end of the day, these people really only care about the Bahamas because of our geographical location.
Yes.
It's because they are worried about, they don't want China in here because China's a threat to them. And they only care about us because of where we're located. They have no genuine interest in the improvement and betterment of the Bahamian people as far as I'm concerned. It's all about how it can benefit them.
Yes, ma'am.
And I am a relatively young person. I have children, and I have to be concerned about the state of our nation because at the end of the day, we don't want our children to just abandon our country. They are Bahamians, and the Bahamas is for Bahamians. And we can't look to a first world nation whose interest is basically all about sustaining them and their lifestyle.
Yes.
And we must be careful of that. And we must act as one cohesive body when it comes to the Caribbean. Okay? We are a country of the majority brown people. And at the end of the day, they don't have an interest in our well-being as well as the same way they don't have it in the South Americans. So I would be very careful to call certain nations our friends. Yes, they may have done things in the past or whatever, but at the end of the day, what is their ulterior motive? We must think about that.
Yes, ma'am.
And as for Grand Bahama, we're going to continue to push through. I've seen some very, very tenacious people here who we just do what we have to do because this is our island at the end of the day. And I don't know about anybody else, but I don't plan on abandoning it anytime soon.
Yes, ma'am.
But thank you very much. I'm going to continue listening to your show. I love it. You're doing a fantastic job. God bless.
Okay, don't go yet now. If you don't mind, I have to ask your permission to do it. If you could leave your name and number with the producer for me.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Mr. Blues. Just take it off there. I want to contact her because I'm building a group in Grand Bahama, and I have to spend some time down in Grand Bahama because I agree with what the lady has said. She has hit the nail right on the head. Ma'am, just hold on until my producer gets your contact. This is so important. Be careful who you call your friends, man. Huh? Be very careful. Now, God is your friend. God is able to protect the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Lock, stock, and barrel. And you heard how the lady spoke about the people of Grand Bahama. I am so delighted that she called and said something, how they're holding each other up together. This is a good thing. But we're going to add to that now. We just can't be, and I got to speak to this apathetic attitude about voting. I'm glad she brought that up because I'm supposed to speak to that today. Because I'm hearing some people say they don't want to vote. Let me just say this to the Bahamian people. I would like to see every person who is a Bahamian citizen register to vote. Did you hear what I tell you, Bahamians? This has nothing to do with a political body. Nothing whatsoever. Strictly constitutional. It has to do with the individual Bahamian. You do not have to be a member of any political party to participate in the parliamentary process. It is open to all Bahamian citizens 18 years old and upward. I know the first time 18-year-olds were able to vote. September the 19th, 1972. One day after my birthday. Huh? Young people were involved. They're not as young as I am now. Don't see the two different kind of young people around here. Young people like myself and them other fellows who are in their teens and their 20s and so on. And I always tell them, I want them to get as young as I am. It's going to take them some time to get there. I tell them you got to take it one day at a time. You can't rush nothing. You don't lose two in Eleuthera the other day. It's Eleuthera, yeah. 18, 118, 122. And these are young men who were died in an accident. We have a call on the line. Call you live on there. Go ahead, please.
Good afternoon, Professor.
Hey.
How you doing?
This is Grand Bahama Day. I'm so delighted you called. That is good.
Yes.
I really appreciate that.
Professor.
Yes, ma'am.
I think we need to discuss the this registration a little bit more.
Yes,
I need
ma'am.
a little bit more.
Okay. I'm glad you said it. I told
with Mr. Thompson saying, you don't have to have IDs or proof of where you live to come in and register. I am not understanding what they're doing with this.
Well, see, I got to check that out. I'm glad you brought it to my attention. I was saying to my team, I said, there's so many things happening. I have to focus on that because I got to know whether he's constitutionally sound, yes or no. And if he's talking crap, I can call him out.
That is dangerous. I mean, anybody with any document, be it fake, real, or anything else, just to come and register.
No.
You don't even need to prove where you live.
Wait a minute now. Is that what he's telling the people?
That's what he said. You don't
He
have
is
to
saying
prove your
that.
address.
Okay, let me see if I can get that one point down. Is he saying that you could register to vote and not have a particular place of address? Is that what he's telling you?
That's right. That's right. You usually have to bring in your light bill or your.
So what the heck did I go through? What the heck did I went through? And he's talking that kind of crap?
That's right.
But I can check that
You
one
don't
out.
need to get a police record or anything. So you could just come out of the bush with whatever document you may have and just register.
So this is a fraudulent document.
And he said he trusts the Bahamian people to be honest.
No.
When it comes to the Bahamian people, we don't have no problem with voting in our country.
No, we've
We've
never
been
had
voting
it.
since 73.
Yes.
And there's never been any problem. We've always had our voters' cards. Bahamians know exactly what to do.
And your
'cause
address
we've been
on
doing
it, your house number, where you live and everything like that. And he's talking that kind of crap.
And now he's saying if you lose your voter's card or you don't need proof of anything, he trusts the Bahamians. It ain't the Bahamians that he needs
No,
to
it ain't
trust.
the Bahamians. No,
It's
it
these
ain't
other
them.
people
You got some other
who none
people
of
out
us can trust.
Exactly. You're quite right
Okay,
about that.
then.
Yes. No,
Bahamians never had a problem with voting. We always know how to vote.
How to vote.
We've been doing it from 73, and
Since
there's been no
73.
problems in
No
the
problem
country.
with it. Yes,
we
you're
have
quite right.
peaceful transition
That's
with
correct.
our government. Who wins, go in. Who loses,
Come out.
step out.
Yes.
We don't have an issue
No, we didn't.
in our country with voting. We never had it.
Yes, ma'am.
But now they're doing all of these things to accommodate all of these new people. And they don't need to prove anything.
Well, that's a problem.
It's
That's a big
a
problem.
real problem.
I'm going to
And
get.
they won't even come out Professor, they won't even come out in whole town meetings, constituency meetings to explain what it is that they're doing.
Yes, ma'am.
It's like, no, we don't need to hear from y'all. We're just going to tell the Bahamian people what we're doing.
Yeah, you tell
And then
him,
the Bahamian people just have to
tell him
follow.
stay right there. He can get another thing coming for him. That's for sure.
Well, I hope we can fix it. I hope something can happen.
Well,
but I'll continue to listen to the show.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you brought it up. I'm going to ask my people if I have
Yeah,
them
we
doing
need a little.
something.
Yeah, you
No,
need
we need
to
clarity on
give
that.
us a little bit more on that.
Yes. And the first order of
Yes.
business is you start with the content. But thank you very much, ma'am. I appreciate that.
Thank
Okay.
you, sir.
Okay. All right. All the best. No, that is something I'm going to get to right away. I'm going to tell my team, listen, they got to look at this. Because if you are telling me all the years I've been voting and participating in the parliamentary process, you can tell me you ain't got to have no address, no place of abode to know exactly where you live? Is that what you're telling me? Is that the kind of crap the parliamentary registration man saying to us? I think his head gone sick. Call you live on air. Go ahead, please.
Professor.
Yes, sir.
I hope now through that call, the two last calls,
Yes.
We can appreciate, all Bahamas can appreciate the emergency we're under right now.
Yeah, we are.
Now, I think I spoke to you yesterday about if we don't get to the Privy Council, if we don't blah, blah, if a ruling is not blah, 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 if we, the country is gone. If Brave Davis is the next prime minister, and we can see that. You can see the skullduggery that's going on right now. Like the lady said just now. No, you don't need no proof of nothing.
No proof of nothing? Is that the kind of crap that's going on now?
Yes. The same thing that the asylum bill was trying to do. You could just escape out of an asylum in Cuba or prison from Haiti. And once you make it to these shores and say you're oppressed, we put you up and feed you. And what gets me though, Professor?
Yes.
You see how you say you're going to get into that, right?
Yes.
And I'm sure you will. But I'm sure, just like this, everybody in the Bahamas can hear and can see. We're not crazy people. We see what's going on. But Professor, the evil will be fulfilled.
Yes, the evil will be fulfilled if we do nothing about it.
Now, the lady from Freeport, she was talking about some invasion, and I couldn't keep up with her because I'm thinking about, are you talking about the invasion by Donald Trump, or are you talking about the invasion from the Haitians?
No, I think she was talking about the, Donald Trump is getting this oil and he needs a place to store it.
Yeah.
That's what she was talking about. And she thinks Grand Bahama would be a convenient place to store this oil.
Well,
from what Donald Trump take from some other people.
Right. And
now, that could cause some unnecessary problems.
Well, she's talking about ways and means. And I want to justify the truth because right now, my biggest concern is securing the Bahamas.
Yes,
for the
I agree with you, yes.
So if Donald Trump on the side, blah, 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 that's cool. But I'm not saying that's cool. I don't want to touch on it that lightly. But what I'm saying is that we have a couple of months to save the Bahamas.
Yes.
Do you know that down by the mission now where you give free food to the poor people?
You mean on Robin?
It's all Haitians now.
Wolf Road?
Yes, it's all Haitians now. Do you know that the Salvation Armies? It's all Haitians. I thought we bring these people to here to build a country. We getting the scourge off the streets of Haiti to feed them, like they played yesterday a song called the Dodo Bird. They bring and drop their kids in your nest, and you raise them, and then the kids will raise up and take over. And guess what? Let me show you the sassiness of these people, and this is evident.
Yes.
While the man was taking the video, this woman was twerking at him.
Okay.
Get a picture of that. It's just a mentality. We are in a situation, and guess what? Not one person in the crew could speak English.
Yeah, that is a serious problem.
This is ridiculous. And we're just taking them off the streets of Cuba, of Haiti right now, just for a vote. Oh, well, then again, I wouldn't even make it that simple. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's more than that. Okay, maybe it's more than that. But I'm pretty certain that is the major reason, because of the desperation of the PLP and the FNM, because they knew the Bahamas was not feeling them anymore. So they bring in a whole population. What kind of stuff do you call it crap is that? Yes. And that's why when our hands are tied right now, I'm sorry, I'm going to offend you, Professor. I don't mind if somebody or outside great power come and straighten this out. And like I said yesterday, take something, because we got a lot of stuff. But Professor, we're not benefited from it.
No,
what good is it to us? Donald Trump at least said, and he's a man of his word. he gave his people that sovereign wealth. I thought America always had that. No, he just gave that to them.
No, that is true.
Yes, and he said he is going to give it to the Venezuelan people.
So he said, yes.
He said that. Now, Professor, I got 10 more years to live. If God bless me, I already passed my 3 10.
I hear you. Okay.
If I could just use some of that before I close my eyes forever, man, why should I worry about? Why should I worry about anything else?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
God bless you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bruce. We have another call on the line. Call you live on air. Go ahead, please. Caller, go ahead. Caller, I'm hearing you in the background, but you're not coming in clear. Mr. Belusa, I don't know. Is the caller still there? I'm not getting the caller. Caller, you're live on air. Go ahead, please.
Yes, good afternoon, Professor. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing okay.
Awesome. This is Latanya Strong.
Oh, Latanya.
Grand Bahama.
Oh, okay. Well, you're getting Grand Bahama on the line today. This is good. I like that.
Yeah, Professor, you don't have no guests today, right? Because I just tuned in.
No, I don't have any guests today. Yeah, I was expecting one, but they haven't arrived yet.
Right. Okay. So I have a question concerning this what it is. They say you have to register, not register. What's the word they use? You have to what's the word they use to get yourself lined up for the next election?
Oh, for the election,
yeah. What that word is they use?
Well, I know.
Verify.
But I heard someone talk about verify. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I've heard that terminology.
Because I'm familiar with that word, right?
But I know you ought to be on the register. And there's a process that has always been in place for you to be on the register of eligible potential voters.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is my concern. I recently relocated to my permanent address now. I was running for, on my life. I recently located to my permanent address, and that would have been last year, I think, sometime, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And when I went to have my voter's card updated, apparently the only thing they required from me was my light bill and my previous voter's card.
Okay.
So now I try and understand when they implement this new talk about, because this is last year. So I try and understand when did they come about with this new thing where they're saying that you don't have to bring anything into their sites. You don't have to bring in anything because, they're not questioning anything. I try and understand that because
that's a serious matter.
I had to bring in my utility bill or my power bill, and I had to bring in, and it had to have my name on it.
Yes.
That's what they was telling me in order for me to be considered to live at this address.
Yes.
And so I try to understand if it's a law for the Bahamians and then if it's a law for some other people.
Okay.
Because based on what I'm hearing, everybody's calling in and saying that, they're saying you're just verifying and I can't speak to it to say, well, that's true or it isn't true. I'm asking the question because I just recently had to, have my information updated, and they required documents from me. They required me to show proof.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's what I'm calling about.
No, I have to get on that right away because...
I think that's an urgent thing we
that's
need
very
to
urgent.
do.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Because it can't be that it's two set of laws, one for some people and then one for the other people. And I don't understand that.
Yeah, okay. That's a good point you brought up. You see, this is why I said to the people. Yeah, go ahead, Tanya. Go ahead. Let me let you finish.
Okay, well, I'm done. But you have a great day.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. You see, I am delighted. See, that's why I told you, Bahamians, from July the 8th, 2024. More than a year and a half ago. I warn you about this kind of crappy stuff going on in this country. Bahamians, you gotta wake up, man. I can get on that. I got to tell my team I got to get on that right away. I got to look at this registration. I got to see whether it's constitutionally sound, yes or no. I got to see what it is that they're saying now and what I had to go through to get on that register to be a registered voter in this country and show proof of where you live, proof that you're a Bahamian citizen. Come on, give me a break, man. We having people coming out of the bush who ain't got no residence, who just live in the back of the woods, and they're putting them on the register. Give me a break, Bahamians. You see, this is what I keep trying to tell you people to understand. You have to watch what the government is doing through the Department of Registration for Voters. But I can check that one out. I can put that top of my list now. I got to tell my people that's going to be priority number one. And we're going to get on that right away. And tomorrow is Friday, I think open line Friday. And then Monday's a holiday, so we got to start on that on Tuesday. The point is, Bahamians, I got to get as much information. And let me say, those who have information on this, what you understand, I can check with the Parliamentary Registration Department. We've got to get the facts. Because I don't know of anything being changed. You can't have one set of laws for some people and another set of laws for somebody else. As important as voting in an election is concerned, Bahamians. That's why I asked you, what have we been doing for the last 52 years? Anyhow, let me stop. This is Professor Sidney Walter Thompson on the Global Radio Network, 99.5 FM. We'll be back after the break.
Express Yourself Live will return right after this.
Wake up every weekday on 99.5 FM.
This is Steve Harvey, your main man.
With the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
This is King Solomon. Tom, I can't tell you how to market yourself, but I think if you would switch from calling yourself stupid and calling yourself fun, it opens up other possibilities.
What you're not finna do is come and take our stupid from us on this show. Black people don't go nowhere for fun. Come on down, let's have some fun. Tommy is black. We're not going nowhere to have fun. Yeah.
Weekday morning from 6 to 10 a.m.
Let's go.
Over here on
99.5 FM.
Do you have video games and consoles for sale? What about lawn and garden tools, silver or gold? At Cash Whiz, they'll give you top dollar for them right now. Absolutely nobody puts money in your pockets quicker. So why be broke? If you need money right now, check out Cash Whiz downtown Bay Street and get cash on the spot. You can also save 70% on in-store purchases, tools, electronics, watches, and jewelry, all at unbelievable prices. Cash Whiz, telephone 322-2456. Get money in your pockets now.
Bahamian feel-good food in the right atmosphere. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, whichever you choose. It's the Cricket Club Restaurant at Haynes Point, West Bay Street. The food is off the chain. Bahamian breakfast. We talking stew cow, stew fish, and sheeptown sauce. And for lunch, crab soup, okra soup, and peas soup and dumpling. Man! And for dinner, they got mahi seafood platter or steak and shrimp. Only $28.95 per person. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner at the Cricket Club Restaurant. Call 326-4720 for reservations. Oh, and don't forget, karaoke on Thursdays. And there's a live band, The Magic Touch, every Friday night. See you.
Insurance is too expensive. I'm young and I don't need it. All insurances are the same. Let's bust these 3 common insurance myths. First, no. Insurance doesn't have to break the bank. We offer plans that fit your budget. Second, accidents don't care how old you are. An accident can happen to anyone. Third, all policies are not equal. The wrong one can leave you high and dry when you need help the most. At Harvest Insurance, we give you real info, real options, and real peace of mind. Call us at 326-808-405 or visit us at harvestinsurancebrokers.com and get the facts before you make a decision.
The Perfume Bar has been sipping on designer fragrances, skincare, and cosmetics for over 40 years. We house a wide selection of designer brands such as Chanel, Dior, Gucci, Versace, and so much more. For your shopping convenience, visit any of our locations: Bay Street, Palmdale, Marathon Mall, and our newest location out west in the Old Fort Town Center. Come on in and spray a little happiness only at the Perfume Bar.
Steve Harvey here from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Everybody knows that I love to chill out with great music. There's only one place you can get this. Tonight at 7 p.m.
As soon as you clock off from work, make sure you lock right into me. I'm Buddy Gray from The Quiet Storm, inviting you to come on over. I've got all of that R&B ear candy that you love. Plus, we'll engage in conversations inside a confession of love and so much more. And you never know who's going to drop by. It's The Quiet Storm, all three on the way tonight, 7 o'clock, right here on Global 99.5. I'm Buddy Gray from The Quiet Storm.
From East Street to Blue Hill Road, it's your chance to join the discussion of today's issue. Yeah, let your voice be heard. Speak your mind and express yourself. Yeah. Call in and participate at 326-0271 or 326-0272. WhatsApp us your concerns on 809-2310. Follow us live on Facebook and globalradio99.5fm.com. Express yourself.
This is Professor Sidney Walter Thompson on the Global Radio Network. My producer just told me I have no, he said 20 minutes. That's what he told me. So I got to deal with 20 minutes. Now, let me put this out to you right now. All of you are listening to me who like the show, you like Global Radio. Bahamians, we need your strong financial support. I emphasize financial support. We have plenty of work to do. You heard what those scholars were saying today? I warned you July the 8th, 2024. That's more than a year and a half ago. And you said, Professor, what can we do? But I told you what the Constitution says. I told you some specific things got to be done on the ground, Bahamian. But we still got time to save the place, okay? So we can't cry over spilled milk. That done gone. Please send me that email. All of you listening to me today, I need that strong financial support. Send that email, the State of the Nation, 242@gmail.com. The THE, STATE, State of OF, the THE Nation, 242, that's the figure, 242, at gmail.com. Send that today, man. I need thousands of you to send me the email. Put your numbers on the email, your phone numbers. I tell you that all the time. And you say, Professor, I'm interested in supporting what you're doing on Global Radio Network. We got to have town meetings, Bahamians. We got to have constitutional lectures. You know, I'm a professor of constitutional law. You know that, right? We got to deal with the Constitution, Bahamians. Some people have not been dealing with it who you gave authority to for the last 52 years. And they ain't get it yet. You see how this place all jack up? They got to correct it, Bahamians. Article 24.1 tells you must organize yourselves to do what? To protect your interests. Do you have any interest to protect? I certainly have one to protect. And certainly you have that to protect. Your children, your community, your constituency, your nation. But if you sit and do nothing, this may be the doom. This may be the end of what we know to be the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. That's how dangerous it is, Bahamians. I warn you about that July the 8th, 2024. You think I just forget what I say? I don't forget nothing. And I specifically gave you some very specific things I said what you can do. I told you get to know your neighbors right on the street where you live. Have you done that yet? More than a year and a half later? Are you still rowing with those people? You got to get on with your neighbors. See them people in Boardman Castle, I got to get on with them. Now, there's some things that some people do which I may not personally agree, but that's a personal thing. You know, I don't let that get in the way. But I got to talk to the people. I need them to help me to save the nation, just like I need you to help me to save the nation. Now, you give us the support, I can get the team organized. Don't worry about getting the team organized. Just give your strong financial support. You'll get a team. That's the part that's missing, Bahamians. We can't do it without funding. So let me be clear and precise about that. Now, there are those who got some deep pockets and they're doing all kinds of things. While the country is going to hell, Bahamians, you've got to correct a government that goes out of line. Don't sit back and think that it's going to be done by them, because it has not yet been done. They've been using a piece of legislation that is not constitutionally sound for 52 years plus. I got the proof on that, you know. Never been ratified by the Bahamian people. NEVR, never. So you don't see where their head is. Administration after administration from 73 has been making the same mistake. And they ain't get corrected yet, Bahamians. You see the kind of predicament we're in? When you have been doing, well, I respect what the voters have done. You give a massive landslide of seats to this party, you give a massive landslide seat to that party from 1968 right up to 2026. That's the way we've been going, Bahamians. It's not been good for the country, I'll tell you that. It has not been good. It has not been in our best interest as Bahamians. If we don't move now to correct it, Bahamians, we may not have a country after the next general election. Did you hear what I just tell you? If we don't move now to correct it, Bahamians, this election will either make or break the Bahamas as we know it today. So we got to get serious. And let me advise you to speak to people in your area. Don't ask them nothing about what party they belong to, because that's not important, okay? They got something bigger than that, man. All you're going to end up getting into useless argument. I can be campaigning very hard in this election. Very, very hard. Because I want you to do the right thing, man. I want you to be constitutionally sound. So when you make a decision, it's a constitutionally sound decision. You haven't been doing that in 52 years. Been doing a lot of crap. That's why we in the predicament we in. You heard those callers came in calling today and have been doing so from the time I put the announcement out, July the 8th, 2024, and even before then. But when I was asked, what should we do? I put it out on air. It's been over a year and a half, Bahamians. Come on, man. How much more foolishness we want to put up with? You've seen the track record right in your face. And you can still sit down and do nothing. Is that what you want? And people there peeping around the corner, see what's going to happen. Ain't no peeping, man. Peeping Toms, you can't work with them. God cannot work with you if you are fearful. Do you understand how serious that is? He that is fearful doesn't trust God. Let me say to you today, Bahamians, please pray for God's guidance and direction in this upcoming general election, or we may not have a country. I know wherever I speak. I got enough hardcore evidence to prove it. We got to go and check every single thing the government has signed with the United States. But these are the countries. You see all these ambassadors, what they appoint? To do what? But we are paying them, Bahamians. What benefit is that to us? They have the authority to appoint them. Yes, they do. And guess whose hands is in? The hands of one man. And there's no end to it, Bahamians. The man could appoint as many as he think it's necessary to appoint. And you can't say the man is unconstitutional because the Constitution doesn't make any clear-cut distinctions about how many ambassadors we should appoint. It just isn't there. It's wide open. When you have a person in an office with such, and let me just put it this way. The office of Prime Minister is like a gigantic octopus that spreads its tentacles into every single facet of Bahamian life, right into your bedroom. You think that's a joke here? You stay right there. Right into your bedroom where you are sleeping, Bahamians, and you think everything is cool. I don't want nobody spying on me. I don't like that. I don't want anyone interfering in my private affairs. I don't like that because the Constitution allows for me to have privacy. So you ain't gonna mess up with that. But it could happen, Bahamians. That's how powerful the office of Prime Minister is. And you're all around here playing games. You get the wrong person and there you're gonna have trouble. All kind of trouble. That's why you got to look at the quality of the people you're sending to the House of Assembly. I warned you about that, July the 8th, 2024. This election can either make or break the Commonwealth of the Bahamas as we know it today, July the 8th. I'm sorry, January the 8th. January the 7th was yesterday, January the 8th. 2026. You got to get serious, Bahamians. We need God's guidance. I have to stress that. Not from that other fellow who say he doing this and he doing that. Because the same thing that happened to other nations can happen to us. I don't want to see that happen. So let's trust God. Let's rely on God. Yes, we should have friendly nations with that other nation. I'm not against that. We ain't got to bow and shank and worship carnal human flesh. That's the most dangerous thing you could do. That's how the enemy will get you. When our Constitution says this is the way we ought to go, that's the way it is. You tell the man that's what our Constitution says. Whether he likes it or not, that's his business. You don't budge on that. But you say, Professor, we ain't got no army, we ain't got no navy, we ain't got no air force. God is our army, God is our navy, God is our air force. They can keep what they got over there. And you can see who will win the battle. Let God be your army, let God be your navy, let God be your air force. He put us here for a specific reason. You see all that water around the islands? You think God designed that just for people to just look at it? God has a way of dealing with some wicked people. You can see that's how it's going to come out. Babies, we got to trust God, man. What happened to us? Where is God in our knowledge? Where is God in our administration? Where is God in our country? We have a call on the line. Caller, go ahead quickly, please. Caller, come move quickly. Caller, you there?
Yeah, Professor, good afternoon.
Hey, yeah.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
From last year.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, Professor, you know, really what you're saying right now is so true.
Yes.
That we do not take out these two governments that's been running this country for the past 5 decades. We done. We done, Professor.
I told the Bahamian people July the 8th, 2024, when they asked me, Professor, what should we do? I keep warning the Bahamian people. Do not allow the administration of this country to get away with this crap that they're doing. They've been doing it for 52 years. They're using a document that is not constitutionally sound. I can prove it. I got the hard evidence on that. It was never verified by the voters of this country. And Bahamians need to understand how serious that is. And with the invasion of personalities coming in here, Come on, man. And we aren't telling the governor of the Bahamas, get your act together. And if they don't do it, then there's only one alternative for them. That's a simple thing, man. But we acting like we don't know what to do. Come on. I get very infuriated over that. Do not allow any administration. That's why Article 24.1 is so important for the protection of your interests, man. That very last phrase in Article 24.1, which many have overlooked. Go ahead, caller. Let me let you go.
Yeah, my professor.
Because see, when I get
know
fired, I'll go until Christ come back.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Likewise. But anyway, Professor, really, I don't understand why our Bahamian people don't understand what's going on. This particular Prime Minister of the Bahamas, but who was not for the Bahamian people, who he was put there for, he's showing you blatantly he is not for Bahamians. Truly, he is not, because of what he has demonstrated. You got foreigners doing better than us Bahamians. And then he want to go against our Constitution. They want to put a piece of paper together, rules and regulations that's going to take our Constitution out of the picture totally, and you could tell me you want more of that? You got to be stuck on stupid. Professor, listen, we have to stand up, rise up, and do what is right.
Yes.
We call ourselves a Christian nation.
Yes.
But the leader who's in place right now, ain't nothing he's doing. Is godly. He's not being his brother's keeper. His people, yeah, but not the Bahamian people who was put here to oversee. He's not doing it, Professor. You are serving not the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You're serving an idol God.
Yes.
That's what you're doing. And you could tell me y'all want more of this? The arms of flesh will fail you. You just
They
said
sure
that.
will. They sure will.
And you want to serve a man and don't want to serve God and want to say you was a Christian nation? You're the biggest of hypocrites. You're a hypocrite with a capital H. Professor, it is a crying shame in the sight of our God. And you want God to help you, and you don't want to help yourself. You have the Constitution right there.
Right.
That's the power that you need.
Yes, it does.
That you have.
Yes, you do.
And you're not wanting, and you don't want to utilize it.
Yes.
When Moses was in front of the Red Sea, what do you have in your hand? You have the staff.
Yes.
Use it.
Use it, yes.
We have the Constitution. We need to use it.
Yes, sir, we do.
Get these, Professor, we need to get these people out of our way. That is what we need to do. They are not there to take care of the people's business. You got foreigners doing a lot better. And I'm being nice with those words.
Yes.
And you want me to give you more time to kill us, to destroy us. Our national heritage of Junkanoo, we'll never see that again. We wouldn't see that no more.
That's a major problem.
You'll never see it. You better doggone enjoy the one that you had, because you ain't gonna see that in 2026. Nothing this coming Boxing Day, and nothing this coming New Year God's Fair Life. You better recognize and realize what's happening.
Caller, I can have that.
Everything.
Caller, I can have
Anyway,
that.
yeah, I see the time going.
Yeah, time is running out. My producer is being extremely patient with me.
Yeah,
He tell me I got to get off there.
Yeah, man.
But
yeah,
thanks
man.
for calling.
Right.
Tomorrow is open line Friday.
Oh, yeah.
We'll call
I'll
tomorrow.
hit you back up tomorrow.
Yeah, okay,
All right.
all right. Bahamians, please pray to God to save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. That is our only hope. Okay? Do not put your trust in human flesh and blood, skin and bone. That is not going to help you. Now we need leaders. We got to choose the right people, as even Lady Russell said in her statement. We just ain't got the right people to run the place, man. Do you understand how serious that is? God says when the righteous in authority, what happens? He says, when the wicked in authority, what happens? Now determine whether we got righteous leaders or we got wicked leaders. Only one of the two. Look at the evidence, Bahamians, because scripture tells you what the evidence is. Righteousness does something, wickedness does something. Bahamians, let's get serious, man, okay? I love the Bahamas. I don't want to lose the Bahamas as I know it today, January the 8th, 2026. Let's get serious. And don't forget now, I need your support, your strong financial support. The State of the Nation, 242@gmail.com. The State of the Nation, 242, let me put it clearly. The State of the Nation, 242@gmail.com. Send that email today. Put your phone numbers on it, Bahamians. We need your strong financial support. We got plenty of work to do. This is Professor Sidney McCarter, Walter Thompson. I'll be on tomorrow. Open Line Friday is tomorrow. This is Professor Sidney McCarter, Walter Thompson on the Global Radio Network, 99.5 FM. Have a pleasant evening.